Very good morning, students. Myself, BK Singh, chemistry teacher from Oriental Public School, Kishanganj. Students, today we will discuss how to separate the constituent from a mixture. Students, we have learned that mixtures, whether homogeneous or heterogeneous, results from the mixing of pure substances, that is, element and compounds, and no reactions occur in the formation of mixture. Sometimes we are required to separate these substances present in a given mixture. Moreover, in many cases, the naturally occurring substances are impure and they are associated with certain impurities. These have to be removed, and some suitable methods or technique are needed for the same. So in general, the separation of constituent from a mixture depends upon two things. Number one, the type of mixture, whether the mixture is homogeneous or heterogeneous, and second factor is the nature of the substance present in the mixture. That means which type of substance is present in the mixture. And it is very important to note that in a heterogeneous mixture, the constituents present have clear boundary of separation. This thing we have discussed many times. Therefore, their separation is quite easy by some physical methods. But the problems arises in homogeneous mixture, and these are in the form of solution, and special methods have to be adopted for the separation of the constituent present, and physical properties such as melting point, boiling point, relative sublimities in a particle solvent, and a few more such methods are very helpful to separate the constituent from a mixture or in a purifying an impure sample. And after this, student, we will discuss further. That is first method, and we will discuss, first of all, we will discuss the separation of the constituent from a heterogeneous method, no, heterogeneous solution. And the first method we will discuss is sedimentation. Sedimentation is the first method we are going to discuss. So sedimentation, the name of this process, we can say the sedimentation followed by filtration. And very important, it is applied. The condition must be when the constituents are to be separated from a suspension. Okay, so for this one, uh, let us illustrate it by considering a suspension of calcium carbonate formed by bubbling carbon dioxide gas through lime water taken in a flask. So it is chemically calcium calcium hydroxide dissolved in water. So we have discussed these things many times. That here, let me uh, increase the size of this one. 1 minute. Yes, student, we were discussing that lime water, actually it is calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. And when this one is, when through this lime water, when carbon dioxide is passed, this forms calcium carbonate. And many times we have discussed, student, this is a suspension. So it forms calcium carbonate and water also, and the color of calcium carbonate, it looks milky white. So student, this one we can separate by the process of sedimentation followed by filtration. So here, how can we separate it? So the suspension is allowed to remain undisturbed for some time in a beaker or any other containers, so its particles settle down under the influence of gravity. The settling of the particles is called sedimentation, and as a result, a white residue of calcium carbonate is formed, and this can be separated from the solution by filtration. And as a result, the white residue will be collected on the filter paper, and the liquid, that is also known as filtrate, will pass through the filter paper and will be collected in the beaker or flask placed below the funnel. So the advantage of this method is that both the components present in different phase can be separated by this method, and it is very commonly used in the laboratory for the separation of crystals of copper sulfate, nitrate or potash alum prepared by some suitable methods. 1 minute. Students, there are many mixtures which can be separated by the filtration method. For example, a mixture of sand and water can be separated by this method. The particles of sand are collected on the filter paper and the pure water passes into the beaker or the container. Second, the white precipitate of silver chloride formed by the mixing solutions of silver nitrate and sodium chloride can be separated by the filtration method. Third, a mixture of iron particles and the sulfur can also be separated by this process. The mixture of dissolved in carbon, the mixture is dissolved in carbon disulfide solvent, which we have discussed in case of difference between compound and mixture. So sulfur passes into the solution while iron particles remain as such. The mixture solution is then filtered. The solid iron particles remains on the filter paper, and from the solution which is collected in the beaker, sulfur can be removed by evaporating it. So in some cases, simple method of decantation can be used to separate the residue from the liquid. The suspension present in the beaker is kept undisturbed for some time, and the residue will settle at the bottom. The liquid collected above can be removed by decantation, leaving behind the residue. Now students, will discuss use of centrifugal machine. Students, centrifugal machine are being used in the separation of the precipitates, and they help in their formation as well. And students, as we have just before few minutes before we have discussed, the milky solution of calcium carbonate form is transferred into a test tube which is placed in the centrifugal machine, and it works on the principle that when a solution is stirred rapidly, denser particles are forced to the bottom while the lighter particles stay at the top, and on rotation the small particles suspended in the solution get more opportunity to mutually collide, and as a result they combine and grow in size to form a solid mass or residue. So after some time, the tube is taken out from the machine, and the liquid collected above can be suitably removed or decanted, leaving behind the residue. This technique has become very common, and you will get an opportunity to use it in the higher classes. And now we'll discuss examples of separating methods by centrifugation. Students, that is centrifugal machine, are commonly used in the diagnostic center where tests are performed. And also, second, in washing machine used for washing dirty cloth are centrifugal machine in nature. Third, the third one is for separating cream from milk. That is centrifugal machine is used for the separating of cream from milk. So these are some examples, and now we'll discuss how cream is separated from milk. So students, we all know that number of soluble fats are present in milk, and they can be separated from the milk as a residue known as cream. This can be done with the help of centrifugal machine, also called centrifugating machine. The given sample of milk is placed in the machine, which is rotated at a very high speed by passing electric current. The particles of different fats present collide with one another at a fast speed. As a result, they combine to form a bigger particle in the form of precipitate or residue known as cream, and it keeps on escaping from the outlet that is provided, leaving behind the fat-free milk. So single tone and double tone milk, which we often find at shops, have been formed in this way. Okay students, in the next video we'll discuss the different other separating methods. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe.